Okay, so a topic that I feel like comes up pretty frequently in conversations between husbands and wives is location sharing. There are pretty strong opposing opinions about it. Some couples are all for it for safety reasons. Some couples feel like it's an invasion of privacy. There's just a lot to look at there. Like, in your relationship, is that something that has come up? Is that something that you guys practice? Like, where do you stand on that?
I feel like if there's nothing to hide, share it. Like, if you're opposed to sharing it, then why? What are you doing? Where are you going?
Mm-hmm.
But my husband refuses to share his unless he's out at the bar Friday night
Mm-hmm.
with his coworkers. But, like, I'll find out later, like, he went places during lunch break or whatever. Like, if it's just a restaurant with coworkers, why is it a big deal?
Right. So, with him working in an office, like, does he pretty frequently go out to lunch with coworkers? Like, is this a weekly thing or several times a week or?
Yeah, I think several times a week. I don't know because he doesn't even tell me about them. So,
You guys talk throughout the day, though, don't you?
yes, and if he's out to lunch, like, I just don't get a text back.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if he is out.
Yeah. See, okay, when I was married, I had the type of job, and my ex-husband had the type of job, like, we were texting each other all throughout the day, breaks, whatever, you know? So, if he was going out to lunch, it always came up, you know? We didn't share locations just because he's an Android dude, I'm an iPhone gal. But I share my location with my friends. And my mom had actually started because my mom knew that we were going on a road trip, and she's like, I just want to make sure that I can see where you're at, know that you guys are safe. And I just never turned it back off. And then, on road trips, or like especially if I was getting into an Uber, I share that shit with my friends. I send a picture of my Uber driver to all of y'all. You're going to know where I'm at. I just never saw a reason to turn it back off. And a lot of my friends share their location with me, too.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I low-key stalk half of you. I'm like, oh, I see you sitting at home. Or, oh, I see you out and about. But I feel like your spouse is not one that should have a problem
Right.
with that.
Yeah. No, it strikes me as odd because, okay, and then, too, like, we run it by, like, other couples and see what their takes are on it. And I will say, most of the other women that are telling me, like, it's let it be, he loves you, he comes home to you, are getting locations from their spouses.
It's easy to preach when you've got the location.
Oh, you're just trying to track his every move, but you can see your husband's, so why is it a big deal? Like, don't tell me and my husband, like, don't do it if you're doing it.
Right. Now, how long has this been an issue for? Well, not an issue, non-issue. How long has this been a concern or like a non-meeting of the minds for the two of you?
So in the beginning of our relationship, we did share locations, and that was because the way our relationship started, our past history together, we had to build the trust.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like it got to a point where he had enough. Enough was enough for him. He wanted me to trust him, and so whatever, we took it off, and it was what it was in the moment.
Right.
But now I'm getting to the point where you work in an office with a bunch of females, and it's not that I don't trust you, and I feel like a lot of people too, oh, you don't have trust for your partner, blah, blah, blah. But it's also like their company they keep. Do you trust them?
Right.
Because are other women and other men going to put your spouse in a position where it's going to be trying for them?
Yeah. Well, and I would say, like, obviously you can't do anything about the people that work in an office.
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of pushback if you seem insecure, like you don't trust that your significant other works with the opposite sex. And there is that on both sides of it. There's a lot of men out there too that would be like, I don't want you going to happy hour. I don't want you dining, even if it's a group of you, if there's going to be dudes there. You know, a lot of insecurities come from men too. But in terms of like the location sharing, I mean, if you're in constant contact with your spouse, they should know where you're at without having to ask for the location, you know?
Yeah.
And I would say especially too, like, in your situation, I feel like it should be on if he is doing like a Friday happy hour and, you know, obviously going out, gonna have a couple drinks with the team or whatever. Like, you do want to know that he's safe. You want to know where he's at. If I were still married, like I said, I wouldn't have a problem sharing mine, and I don't think that my ex would have had a problem sharing his.
No. And I don't have a problem sharing mine. And, you know, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm running all over the place all the time. And if you want to know where I'm at, sure. I don't have anything to hide.
Right. You're a stay-at-home mom that don't stay at home. I'm checking your location throughout the day, and I'm like, oh, she's off again. Driving Miss Daisy over here.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I just feel like there's nothing to hide. So the fact that it's even hesitant on another person's side, it makes me kind of wonder, like...
Right. So when you've brought that up with him, what has he told you is his...
I'm controlling.
Hesitation? Oh, okay.
He doesn't want to be controlled, which I can see that side of it, but it's not a controlling thing. I'm not going to be like... Oh, you're out to eat with coworkers? No, get back to the office.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I think if, like, the more you guys talk about it, and maybe try to, both of you, give and take a little bit, I think that there should be a happy medium there. You know,
I feel like the compromise that he thinks that we've come to is he does share his location during the Friday happy hour, which, great, but I just want it all the time.
What are you willing to concede? Like, what are you willing to give up on that?
I don't know.
What does compromise look like for you?
I guess the Friday happy hour location. Because I am insecure, but, I mean, I don't know who he's going out with in the afternoon, so...
Yeah. Do you think that it would kind of make you feel a little bit better if maybe sometime you joined him for one of these happy hours so you can see who's out with him, like grab a sitter for the kids and then meet him out? Do you know if any of the other spouses are joining for stuff like this?
I feel like there's been a couple times when the other spouses have joined, but... being insecure, I'm insecure about my looks and I'm insecure about my weight, and so I feel embarrassed with my weight the way it is. And there has been a point where he has talked about getting together with coworkers, and I shut it down. I shut it down because I just want to get to a spot where I'm comfortable with my weight loss, that I can feel confident as a woman going out. It's not that I'm trying to get anyone's attention. I just want to not feel like I have to compare myself to other women while we're out. That's not fun.
No. Oh.
So.
Sounds like you have some work to do.
A mess over here, an insecure mess.
Admitting it is the first step, though.
Anyway, I try not to let the location thing bother me. Like, it has been bothering me lately, but I just don't bring it up to him. And, you know.
Yeah. Has there ever been an issue where he's had the location on and you're like, sir, where are you at? What are you doing?
Yeah. Last Friday. So he had his location on, and, you know, you zoom in and you can see, like, kind of where they're at. But the location's not always accurate. So it's time when he should be leaving, And I'm like, what in the world is this guy doing? He's around the corner in the parking spots. Like, he's not even at the bar anymore. Well, I went crazy. I spiraled. And I will support all the crazy women out there. Crazy Katies. We're crazy.
Crazy Katie's unite. I've known a few of you over the years.
So I called the stores he was in front of.
Oh my God.
And I was like, and one of them was a salon. I was like, is my husband in there getting his hair cut? And they're like, no, there's no men in here. I was like, oh, okay. Is he out front? So these women at these different locations were checking out front for him.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
saw him.
Oh, that is next level.
So I guess this is what he's scared of with sharing his location. But it wouldn't be an all the time thing, okay? I lost control.
You lost that control that you're swearing up and down. You don't have. I'm not trying to control you. I'm just sending strangers out looking for you. Oh. Lady ma'am.
I went off the deep end with that one.
How did that one resolve when you did finally get a hold of him?
We argued. That was a rough night.
But things are going good today.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I think that with a lot of conversation, there's a way to strike a balance there. You two just need to find it. You need to work on your insecurities and trusting.
Yes.
Trusting the boy, and he needs to be a bit more communicative. I feel like if you're having to call around, not having to, if you're choosing to call around to different businesses.
Before it got to that point, though, I texted and called him and waited, and I wasn't getting a response. I hadn't heard from him in like 45 minutes before I started calling around.
Okay. Yeah, and the world, like, people's phones are in their hands usually. Mm-hmm. I could understand, like, hey man, where you at? Especially if you know that he's leaving a bar and then he just radio silence. I would worry about that too.
Yeah, and his location is showing he's sitting in a parking spot for 45 minutes. Come on.
Mm-hmm. You guys will figure it out. I have confidence in you. Yeah. If not, Crazy Katie come back out. She'll set him straight. Aww. I'd be curious to know too, other couples, like what are they doing? I do know. So my mom and stepdad share their location, and that actually started, I don't think, on their iPhones. I think my mom was using like a tracking app or something. Because she gets out and runs trails, and just to make her feel safer, she doesn't want to get disappeared from a trail somewhere. So it's like a comfort thing for them. I will tell you though, my sister will not do it. So
with your husband?
No, with any of us. So she travels, I wouldn't say a lot for work, but occasionally she'll travel for work, and we've got a group family text. We talk to each other in it like pretty much every day, and she'll let us know like, hey, here's my itinerary, flight details, here's where I'm going, how long I'll be there, info for the hotel, whatever. So she has no problem coming up off all these details. But my mom is like, oh, if you want to turn on your location, nope, not doing that. Well, what's the big deal? So I don't know. I do know from a parent's perspective, my mom absolutely appreciates it that mine is turned on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have my sons turned on too. Not that he hardly leaves the house, but when he does, I know exactly where he's at.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know. So what do the rest of you have to say out there? Drop a comment. Let us know if you think we're nuts. Love to hear from you.